Hi, how you doing? I'm Leroy. I make surfboard art, so I get old surfboards and I turn them into art pieces like this one over here. So, been doing this for several years now. And the idea kind of came about when I had a whole bunch of surfboards. And like most surfers, I think the average surfer has about 4 boards in their quiver. Um, there was some survey I read, and there's millions and millions of boards being made every year. So there's all these boards, and it was come to a situation where I had some boards where I didn't want to throw away because I really liked them and it brought some good memories, but also I wasn't going to ride them anymore. So I was trying to figure out what are some of the things I could do, and I had seen a friend of mine had a board, a blank board, like just a foam, and it was carved in this kind of New Zealand Maori kind of style carving. And I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. And ever since then, that's I've been doing. So I live on the Gold Coast, where there's awesome surf, and with my family here, and there's so many surfboards. So it's one of those things where it's a great artistic thing that you can use because surfboards are everywhere. They're dirt cheap. You can buy them from op shops. You can get them from your friends. And most people who surfs would have a whole bunch of boards lying around anyway. So it's a great opportunity as an artist to use those kind of things where you can live free.
So I actually originally started as training as a chef, and I've been a chef for high-end hotels and restaurants. Done all the training where I've learnt lots of the culinary skills with the high-end restaurants. And through that, I've kind of learnt a lot about carving, and a lot of my work involved sculpturing fruit, vegetables, carving chocolates and ice carvings and everything else in regards to the work. So it transferred really nicely with my surfboard. So it taught me a lot about work ethics and gave me a great mindset of how to carve something in a 3D effect. And also becoming a keen surfer. I love surfing. I got lucky and I got to work as a personal chef for a lot of really wealthy clients, working on super yachts and boats and private homes and mansions and private islands. And one of the jobs that I got to work for is a private chef for lots of the surf industry owners like Quicksilver, Alan Green and Rip Curl, Rusty. So I got to travel a lot with their families and got to surf with them and travel around on their yachts and hang out and play and surf with them. And because of this, I am strongly influenced by the ocean, the sun, the surf. They're a massive part of my life and my lifestyle. So all my boards, because they've been surfboards, the rule is they have to be surfed. I won't get a blank, a foam, or just any kind of material. They had to be a surfboard that has its dings and its dents. It's got that sunburnt shape to it. They've been scratched, they've been run over, they've been sitting under a house or in a shed for weeks or years. And there was something special about that. I think it gave it a lot of uniqueness and beauty to it. And the bruises and it created a signature. So all my boards had to have that touch about it. And I wanted to make sure that when people see my artwork, that they know that it used to be a surfboard and the surfboard's been on a wave, it's got barreled, it's done carves. So it gets that feeling of it versus just a canvas, an empty canvas. So these days I'm focusing mainly on working out about the marketing world and how to promote and get my work out there. Because I think the art is pretty... I had to work out a lot. It was a steep learning curve to learn about carving surfboards because you just can't watch any videos on it. There is no YouTube videos on how to do it. So it was a lot of trial and error and a lot of time and trying to figure stuff out. But in the end, I feel like it's like running a restaurant or anything else. the art or the actual production of the product is probably the easiest bit, really. It's the most fun bit, but it's the working out how to get into the social, how to get into groups, how to get it in front of customers, and that is a huge part. And I find that it's been the biggest challenge, but it's also quite fun to try and work out how to video edit and how to create movies and how to use the social media and how to project myself as a person out there, because I'm I like just being on my own most of the time. So getting myself out there is something that's a bit of a challenge, but it's also fun. It's a bit out of the comfort zone, but it's fun. Thing that I want people to take away from my art is I want people to see the beauty that is in nature, in the ocean, the fish, the turtles, the whales, the dolphins. There is so much beauty out in the ocean, and even the surfboard itself, because it's mimicking a shape of a fish. There is such a sleek beauty about it just on its own. And I really want people to see my boards when they have it, of reminding them of the beauty of nature and life and fishes and the ocean, and how important it is that we keep looking after it and how we treat it well, because it is incredibly fragile and it can be destroyed really quickly and easily. So we need to be aware of that and trying to think of ways of using things that normally we get discarded into the dumpsters, which a lot of surfboards and a lot of junk does get thrown in there, but rather coming of a way of making it better and beautiful and trying to make it so that way we get to enjoy that happiness